Welcome back to Valley View Live. From pushing around big defensive linemen to pushing pen to paper, former NFL player Marques Ogden is a star on and off the field. He's joining us now to talk about his career in football and in business. So we're going to get to, I mean, you've got all kinds of things going on. You're an author and everything else. But first of all, let's talk about your career in the NFL.
I went to Howard University in Washington, D.C. From there, I was drafted in the 6th round to the Jacksonville Jaguars. I was actually Jack Del Rio, the head coach of Oakland now. That was his first draft class back in 2003. Played in the NFL for about 6 seasons. I really enjoyed it, made some great friends. Really had a great time playing the game. The game was outstanding.
And this is a family game, too. You have a brother who lives here in Las Vegas.
Correct. He was Jonathan Ogden. He was the first draft pick ever of the Baltimore Ravens in 1996. Wow. It was him, then Ray Lewis.
Wow.
And that was phenomenal. He's been in the NFL. He played 12 years, was the first ballot Hall of Famer. Absolute great guy.
Look at that. What did you guys eat for breakfast? Because it's like, what is the key of the key?
We had a $200 food bill back in the 80s per week.
Oh, I'm sure Mama was like.
See, my brother was 6'9" in the 8th grade.
Oh, so you guys were destined to do big things.
Yes.
Good for you. And like Ricky mentioned, you have a lot of things happening. But let's talk about that transition out of the NFL into the real world. A lot like, I mean, both of our fathers military, and so that transition from military life to civilian life, it's tough. So for you, what is it like?
It's like you're a warrior, you're a gladiator. You're taught when to get up, when to go to practice, when to go to work, be on the plane, and then from there, when you get out of that, you have no structure. It's kind of like you can get up when you want to get up, eat what you want to eat, go where you want to go. And a lot of guys really don't do well with that because it's like now that you don't have that rigorous structure of what to do and that plan of action for the day, a lot of guys lose themselves and have a trouble adapting to society as an everyday civilian without having football.
Even depression sinks in, right? Money issues happen because
how did you do it?
What happened with me is I've had a construction company when I got in the NFL, gave me a lot of stability, a lot of structure. I took on a bad project for about $4 million, and I lost everything that I owned. I lost $2 million in 90 days on one project. And I filed personal bankruptcy. I went through the whole process. I went through depression, alcoholism, gambling, and I've been there, so I know what it's like. But at the end of the day, I try to tell guys there is a brighter tomorrow. Just kind of figure out what you're good at and focus on that, and then try to excel at those things, and you can go far in life. So a lot of guys, 78% of NFL athletes go broke after 2 years of being retired.
We have all that big money coming in, and I'm sure there's not a sense of spending it because there's so much of it, and then all of a sudden, the pipeline dries up.
It's like I'm not destructible, right? Like it won't happen to me.
Well, I was watching Ballers on the way here from Cary to North Carolina to here, and a lot of things in there are a little outlandish, but a lot of things there are true. Like, guys go through that first contract, they're borrowing from the owners, and the owners love that because then you're stuck to the guy. You can't go to free agent market. You can't go out for the next contract. Guys spending on Ferraris, Lamborghinis.
Because you can.
Yeah, because you can.
It's a dream.
Exactly. I mean, you take a young man who is in his early 20s, who's been poor his whole life. You give him a sign bonus for $10 million. What are you going to do?
Oh, I just got the chills.
Well,
I mean, what are you going to do?
And some of the stuff that you have in your book, which you have right in front of you here.
It's Sleepless Nights, the NFL, a business and family. It became a bestseller on Amazon within 2 days of being released. It talks about my life growing up, the NFL, how the NFL came in and helped me with a grant and paid 4 months of my bills to help me get back onto my feet.
Wow.
That's incredible. And really quick, if you want to talk about your camp and how you benefit kids.
What we do is we work with kids of all ages, usually 6 to 18, on how to be better character, better development, how to prepare for life after football, education, what makes a difference in society. Football and sports is short term. Education is the long term to get you where you want to be in life.
Yeah, fantastic.
Congrats on your success.
Thank you.
To learn more about Marques Ogden's unbelievable journey in his autobiography, Sleepless Nights, head to VIPincpublishing.com. You can also follow Marques on Facebook and Twitter, and go nowhere. We'll be right back. Thank you.